Hello, everyone. I am Gunnar Matheson, aka the Stylish Millennial, and I am a virtual and in person personal stylist that helps everyday women look and feel extraordinary every day without frustration. Today, I want to talk to you about 5 signs it's time to revamp your style. And since this is the perfect time of year to do it, new year, new me, that sort of thing, let's jump right into it. Okay, the first sign it's time to revamp your style is you've had the same hairstyle for the last 7 to 10 years. I know this sounds kind of petty, but because hairstyles can come and go so frequently, well, that's not true. They don't come and go that frequently. Once you find something that works with your shape and something you're comfortable with, a color that works with your skin tone as well as your undertone is not to be forgotten, we sometimes stick with it. So if you look back in your pictures over the last 7 to 10 years, and realize you've had the same hairstyle, hair color, the same hair look for that entire time, it's time for a change. Think of how some looks become associated with a certain time period, like the Rachel. If you look back and you've had the same layered haircut, the same feathered style without without any real changes, it's time for a refresh. Go ahead. The first tip I would recommend is maybe add volume in a different way, add layers, try a unit. That's what we call a wig. Try a unit, see how you feel, and test out something new that way so it can either give you an indication of how you look and feel in this new style you're thinking about, or give you some interesting ways to test run new styles without the commitment of cutting your hair first off. Another indicator that it's time for you to revamp your style is you recognize you're dressing for others. This I find particularly something for myself as well as my other clients is if you worked in a professional setting, an office setting for a while, you wear pantsuits, you wear wide leg trousers, you wear, pencil skirts all the time. Well, maybe you like a more flowy romantic feel. You like something that's more boho inspired, or if you're like me, you want something that's got a touch of edge but doesn't sacrifice glam. How do you do that while still staying professional? Well, more often than not, we're going to err on the side of the professional. So we put on the wide leg trousers, the pencil skirts, and the pantsuits, even though it's not something we really want. So what I recommend is if you recognize you're not dressing the way you want and you're dressing for others, look for some small ways to go ahead and add those elements of your style to your professional wardrobe. For instance, I will wear a graphic band tee and maybe a harness belt with my wide leg trousers, or I'll put on studded ankle boots with my pencil skirt. I'll wear a blazer with again one of my favorite band tees and over some wide straight leg jeans. I'll find different ways like that to mix it up and go ahead and incorporate those. So it still keeps it grounded in the professional feeling, but make sure to add elements of your true style into it. Another sign it's time to revamp your style is you've gone through a life change. If you've moved to a new city, you've moved to a new state, you've taken a new job, you've gained weight, you've lost weight. There is something that has taken a mental shift. It's time to revamp your style. And I say that not necessarily because your previous style is bad, but because you're in a different place mentally. You're in a different season of life. That's going to require a change. Changes are a good thing. So if you notice, maybe I'm a little fuller, I'm a little thicker than I was 8 months ago, and while I work on it, I don't want to tell myself I'm only acceptable of looking and feeling beautiful and confident when I get to this particular weight or this particular size. If you notice, I'm taking on more responsibilities at work, I'm being seen by more people that are higher up in my organization, or you finally struck out and launched your own personal brand because your personal business has taken off, think about revamping your style. Who were you then? Who are you now and who are you becoming? And start working those elements into who you are now, because that's what's going to allow you to continue on this journey of this transformation that you're already in. The fourth sign it's time to revamp your style is you're bored. You're just bored. When you go to your closet, you don't feel inspired, you don't feel energized, you don't feel saucy, you don't feel anything. You feel a yawn coming on. It's because there's nothing there that makes you feel energized, excited, confident, or saucy. You've kind of stocked your closet with the basics, but you've not added any of what I call the lust pieces. You don't have any of those things that when you look at it, you feel that swell of emotion. So if you notice, you look at your closet more often than not, you see it as utilitarian, but there's no fun, add fun. If you like a monochromatic color palette, that's great. Go ahead and add colors that complement that color. Different shades of blue, if blue is your favorite color or green is your favorite color. You can mix and match different shades of green in the same look and it will still be cohesive. You can look for colors that are on the opposite side of the color wheel if you happen to have a color wheel. So it will be a study in contrast, but still be able to blend and marry together. Um, Look for textural elements. This is a really fun and fairly easy way to add some excitement to pieces that might feel a bit tired. Satin, silk, faux fur, leather, any pieces like that that have that tactile sensation, that's going to add that exciting element and help break the boredom of what you currently have. So if you notice each time you look in your closet, you just feel kind of bored, that's a sign it's time to revamp your style. Last sign that I'm going to give today when I tell you it might be time to revamp your style is you feel invisible. This is when you don't feel confident in what you're wearing. You don't feel like anything fits on your body. Nothing hangs right. You can't find anything to wear. So you just throw on whatever and you kind of shrink within yourself because you don't want to be recognized because you're so uncertain. What happens is you end up shrinking back into yourself and you become invisible. That's not what we're about. You've only got one life. You're here to, I don't want to say see and be seen, but yeah, you kind of are. You've got things that you want to express, things that you want to help people with. There are special ways that you want to serve, be it at an animal rescue or, at a daycare or with, I don't know, youth group at church. There are things that you need to be visible for, and that feeling of uncertainty, of being insecure, of feeling invisible is going to hinder that. So if you notice when you put on things, you maybe kind of, I call it the turtle back. You hunch forward a little bit to try and make yourself visually small rather than standing tall. You've got your shoulders back, you've got your head up. If you notice when you get dressed, you feel invisible, it is definitely time to revamp your style because we have no time to be insecure. The days are too short, life is too short to not be confident and go after what you're meant to. So I would say take time and pause. Think about what you really want to wear. Try some of those things on. If it's a bold color that still makes you feel like this fits who I am and who I'm becoming, get pieces in that bold color. Look for some pieces that are trending. If you notice, I feel invisible because I don't really have any new or, current things in my closet. Look for some of the things that are trending, that are current. I'm not saying you have to dress like your 19-year-old niece, but you also don't have to dress like your 85-year-old great Aunt Myrtle. You can find a healthy balance. Maybe it's Barbie core pink, maybe it's a really fun shade of purple that's, really popular this spring and summer season. Maybe it's a different cut of jeans. Something that's going to make you feel like you are where you need to be, moving towards who you need to be, and not afraid to be seen in and as that. So if you notice you feel invisible when you get dressed, that is definitely a sign it's time to revamp your style. All right, that's what I have for you today. If you have noticed there are any other signs you personally experience when you start thinking, yeah, I think I need to go ahead, it's time to make some changes to my wardrobe, go ahead and leave those in the comments. Also, if you have any questions for me, leave those in the comments as well. I'd love to hear from you. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It helps a lot in the algorithm as I get back to making this a thing. As I said, I'm Gunnar Matheson, aka the Stylish Millennial. I'm a virtual and in-person personal stylist who helps women, everyday women, feel extraordinary and amazing every day. So I will leave my Instagram as well as contact information. If you are interested in my services, I'll leave that in the description box below. And until next week, I will see you then. Bye-bye.